But I thought this would be a good time just to reflect upon, ending the year out, starting a new year. And I know that's all the messages that we're hearing, but I really want to encourage you guys that are listening to watch the replay, just thinking about, when it comes to sales and marketing, right? Like the big thing is if we want to grow, usually that means we need to create more sales, and more sales means we need to do more marketing, and doing more marketing means we got to put more energy, effort, and money into marketing. So, thinking through what is that going to look like for your next year, I would say commit, and it's easy to do kind of on a monthly basis, but commit monthly to what you want to invest into marketing. And that could be investing into people to do the work. That could be investing into new technology. That could be investing into ads. Could be all the above. But I think what I've found in our business and in other businesses is that consistency wins, right? Whenever you're having maybe not a great month, um, it can be a little bit too easy to pull out and say, like, you know what, we're just going to pause ads. Like, I've done that several times. Like, hey, let's just pause ads this month. And the reality is, like, that's when we needed them the most, right? That's when you need the conversations. And it should honestly be the last thing that you pause, because when you do marketing effectively, um, that's what's going to get you more customers and more sales and hit your goals. Now, we've all had bad experiences marketing, right? But if you think about it, all that marketing is putting a big magnifying glass on your business and on your message and on your product or service or program. That's all it is. So if you have a great offer and a great product, and it's something that there's a demand for, and it's at a good price, and you've got a good offer, then it's going to do really well. And if you don't have those things, it's not. So when ads or marketing doesn't work, that doesn't mean that the channel was broken, meaning that doesn't mean email marketing was broken or Facebook ads are broken or, fill in the blank was broken, because obviously all of those channels work for different businesses and they are profitable. So whenever you see something fail, that's usually a signal that there's something right or wrong, with your offer, with and with that offer, it's like the pricing, all those components. Like, there's something that is just not hitting right. Perfect example is just over the weekend. We turned on a new ad for an existing client, and they were skeptical of turning ads on again. And we came up with a really great offer. And then, because the offer was so great, we ended up getting, like, just over, it was like 3 or 4 days. We, $25 a day, very low ad budget, but they got 11 leads in 4 days, I believe. And it was average cost per lead was like $4, name, email, phone number, because the offer was good. So people will see the marketing. That's not the problem. The problem isn't getting it in front of people. The problem is getting the right message and the right offer in front of the people, and thinking about it as a step-by-step process. That's where if you hear the word funnel, that's where funnel comes from a lot. It's the step-by-step process you take people through. So there's 3 parts to every funnel. Very simple: top, middle, bottom, or tofu, mofu, bofu. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. I want you to think about your ads as top of funnel. We're trying to drive curiosity, make people aware, and get them to say yes to learning more. A lot of times we fail by trying to get our main product, our main service, our main offer with everything. It's just like, here it is, come and buy it. And then we're wondering, like, why people don't buy. It follows the psychology of the human relationship, which is like, if you meet someone and you go on a date, you go on multiple dates, and you finally get married. It starts with curiosity, and then it's enlightenment, and then it's commitment. So the ads need to drive curiosity. Is this for me? Do I want this? I want to learn more. This looks like it might solve the problem. I want to check it out, right? And then they put in their initial information, and then they get enlightened. And maybe the enlightenment comes through a text message after they fill out the form. Maybe it directs them to a landing page. but we're giving them more information. We're enlightening them on how it solves the problem. And then the commitment is the final step. That's like the booked appointment or the purchase at the end. Um, to try to accomplish all that in one ad is expectations usually need to be reset, right? When's the last time that you just had a product or service you didn't know anything about and you saw an ad for it and you just clicked and bought? Unless it's a highly commoditized product or something that solved a big problem and it was, product based, people don't normally do that on professional services. And that could be obviously if you're a plumber and there is like a water pipe break or a bathroom emergency where you have to have a plumber, right? There's instances like that. But if you're just advertising something that is a desire or a want versus an absolute need, then it's going to take a few different steps, especially if you're in the professional service business. It's not a home service, or maybe it is, like landscaping or new windows. It's something that is desirable as an upgrade. You just have to bring people into the story. They want to know how it's going to make them feel, how their life's going to change, how their status is going to change, why it's important for them to take advantage of this thing now. What is the offer? And whenever I say offer, I don't want you to be thinking about a Groupon like lowest price wins. An offer can be either additive or it can actually be subtractive. So a subtractive offer is 10% off, 50% off, X amount of dollars off. An additive offer is, hey, when you buy this at full price, we're also going to give you blank. So if you want to increase the perceived value of your product without diluting it by taking away the cost that's involved, add something to it and make it more valuable instead of making it less valuable and a commodity. So that's a way that you can do an offer. So as we enter into this new year, be thinking about, just answer this question, like, what's your goal? Like revenue goal. Think about it simple. What's your revenue goal for the month? How much you want to make every month? How many things do you have to sell? And how many people do you have to talk to get that many things sold? And how are you going to get in front of those people? And then what is the offer to get step one? Maybe step one is giving away part of it for free, or offering a free consultation, or inviting them into a community, or, fill in the blank. But what are you going to offer to get in front of the right people, to get enough people so you can get enough sales so you can hit your goal every month? And don't be afraid to spend money on advertising, right? Some successful people I follow and that I know have always said, if they look back on one thing that they regret with growing, it's going to be not spending enough on ads. And I know everyone has different thoughts and feelings on ads. And sure, if we could massively scale our businesses just based on word of mouth referrals, like, sure, that'd be great. But the truth for most of us is we don't get enough word of mouth and we don't get enough referrals, and there's not really a lever that we can pull to just start getting more of those. I see it as, like marketing spokes on a wheel. I think you need to have great relationships and great referral partners and, have some influence, be on podcasts, write a book, have these relationships, go to conferences, grow that relationship part of the business. But also you need to have the part of the business where people don't know you exist, and getting in front of them with ads. And again, for as little as like $25, $35 a day, you can get in front of almost 1,000 people a day. Tell me where else for that much money you can get in front of that many people with your message. So don't be afraid of like getting out in front of people with a really strong message on ads, and just continuing to build that wheel. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put them all in ads. Don't put them all in networking groups. Don't put them all on podcasts. Don't put them all on fill in the blank. You need to have a good variety. And the truth is, if your business is solving a real problem and it's valuable, it will grow. And if you're struggling with sales, if you're struggling getting people to say yes, that is a good indicator and signal that you might need to go back to the drawing board and think about how to reposition it, repackage it, maybe think about the offer, maybe think about like, why isn't it selling? What do we need to modify to sell this thing? Do we need to change the pricing? Do we need to change, maybe instead of just focusing on the features, we focus on more of like the benefits, right? Like what is it that's not working and how do you fix that? And I was just listening to Ed Milet, his podcast, and he's very successful, great man of faith, and has some great wisdom. And he talked about successful people not being afraid to move fast. So don't be afraid to make decisions quickly. That separates the successful versus the unsuccessful. Are we going to make mistakes? Absolutely. Are we going to learn from those lessons? Hopefully so. Um, but money loves speed, and the more that we move and move in the direction of where we think we should be going, the more likely we are to learn those lessons faster, to get results faster, um, and be ahead instead of just sitting on ideas forever where nothing happens and nothing moves. You don't want that. And so just remember that money loves speed, and you want to be the mover. You want to be an action taker. And so for this next coming year, be thinking about what things are you going to move on? What goals do you have? Creating that vision board, get going on Canva or whatever tool you want and putting in images like, this is what I want for this year, the vision board for this year, the word for this year. Here's the things that I desire. And the law of attraction is when you meditate, you think about those things and you're focused on those things, it's going to make you work harder towards those things, and your subconscious will attract those things. And if you think that's all like just voodoo weirdness, I just challenge you to try it and see what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Is you have more mindfulness, you have more time meditating, you probably have clearer thoughts. But I also know the things that you think about are the things that you're going to attract in your life. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So that's all I have for today, guys. If you watch this replay, I would love to hear comments below, what your goals are for this next year. And let's go get them. Commit to just to, we do this once a week. Commit to showing up to these Tuesday, 12:30 Central Time, Rocket Fuel Weekly. The goal here is for mindset, also just some marketing ideas and thoughts. And obviously, if you don't have the tool Genie Rocket, I would love for you to get it. It is an amazing all-in-one tool. Especially recommend the program we're doing right now with it called Leads Launchpad. I'll put a link below. And that's where we set up an ad for you. We do all the design. We write the copy. We write the nurturing sequence. We get it set up on Genie Rocket for you. We get it launched. You get notified as soon as leads come in. Your leads automatically get a message. You get a texting number from there. When you're in the system, you can do email marketing. You can schedule social. You can send invoices. It's an amazing, just all-in-one business tool that you need. It's not like a nice to have. It truly is a need to have. And you're either paying for lots of separate tools that don't talk to each other, or you're saving money by using Genie Rocket and getting one tool that does it all. And we run our entire business off that. We do our proposals from there, our invoices from there. We take payments from there. We schedule our social from there. We build our websites and landing pages from there. We write our emails from there. We run our ads from there. Basically, our whole business ecosystem is all run from one tool that you can also have access to. And it's amazing. We've got 24/7 live chat support with real people. You can even ask for Zoom calls. When you're in our Leads Launchpad program, I actually do something just like this, but it's in the Leads Launchpad private channel. If you don't have access to it, that means you're not in that community. And we go a little bit deeper into the tactics and the nitty gritty on some marketing and ads and some psychology there. So I invite you to join our group. It is small but mighty. It's a great group. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful New Year's Eve and a wonderful New Year. And just challenge you to write down those goals. Think about your word for the year. Come up with that vision board and figure out what your monthly marketing budget is going to be to help you hit those goals. Don't be afraid to move fast. Don't be afraid to pivot fast, right? Make changes as needed so you can hit your goals faster. I'll catch you guys all in the next year.